Welcome to Home Team Advantage with Mike Egan. I'm Gary Giambetti, and we'll talk about some high school sports, some maybe college sports, and maybe some professional sports, I'm sure, because high school sports is kind of fall sports are winding down.
Fall sports winding down and winter sports are starting up, so we're in that limbo period.
That's
Did
right.
you ever do the limbo?
No, I
Okay.
can't do the limbo, especially now. Never get up. But the
Wait,
but
what was that?
yeah, never get up.
Oh, never get up. I thought you were supposed to go down to get under the limbo
No,
stick.
yeah, if I went down under the stick, I'd never get back up again.
You heard it first. Larry cannot get it
But we don't talk usually. I don't know if this is politics or not, but
up.
we don't usually talk about that on our show. But I guess the biggest defeat came on Tuesday when the referendum got voted down.
Right.
I don't know. I don't have any clue about the numbers, and you might know more about the numbers than I do. But and maybe you can elaborate on that. But
Well, unfortunately, the numbers were it was 2-1. Uh, no to yes.
yeah,
So, and it is something that we get 10 people to watch us, so it is a of interest to the community because the effects now are what it's going to have on the high school. And I know a lot of people that live in this community went to that high school, loved that high school, and now it's in a state of flux. So
that's probably putting it mildly.
yes,
State of flux, because for those of you and I guess I'm on my preacher's box. I don't know what you want to call it. But if you don't think there's going to be cuts to education, to sports, and I guess extracurricular activities such as band and choir, don't be surprised and don't go running to to the school board or to the high school office or whatever to complain about it, because you had your opportunity to keep a lot of those things around.
but I'm not naysaying the people in the community that said no to it because a lot of them are, a lot of the people in the community are, a senior refixed income. And when you got the state hitting you with the tax, you got the county hitting you with the tax, city hitting you with the tax all at the same time, and then the school comes around and asks for a resolution, to raise your taxes $12 a month or whatever it was. It's tough, and I can understand that, but you can't take the high school activities, the educational part of it, everybody for granted because it costs money to run that. We pay over $1 million a year just to heat it.
Yeah.
So, um,
I know we're not going to get that deep into it, and I'm
no,
not big into it. I never read anything about it. We had obviously Superintendent Aldrich here
yep.
trying to explain it that one day, and I thought he did a really good job doing that. But
Yeah.
you
But some people complain that it wasn't detailed. If you start getting into the real details of how that money is supposed to be used, by the time they're reading the first 30 seconds of it, they're done reading. I mean, I don't want to read anymore.
yeah,
Give me the crust of what it's for. Um, and unfortunately, there are going to be cuts, as you said, both educational. There may be some activities that are going to be cut, and it's just going to be a tough situation. And the schools up here, and here I'm going to get in trouble for this one because the schools up here need to look at how we can
well, you
not
got to.
collaborate, but you've got to come together and figure out how each school is going to survive.
Mhm.
And if let's just take Hibbing and Chisholm. I know there's a long, long, long rivalry between the two communities, and being that I'm from the cities, I wasn't part of what and I used to make the funny comment about, yeah, let's tear down that Berlin Wall between
Yeah.
Chisholm and Hibbing, but there's going to have to be some type of it's not more than collaboration. We're going to have to one school is going to have to
Yeah,
I don't want to throw it out there because it's
yeah.
something that the school boards and the state and then our politicians too um, need to get involved in this thing and find out what we're going to do. We have a PSDO program with the college, great program for the kids. It's killing the high schools because we have to pay a certain amount of money for every kid that goes to that college, and that's a government state mandated problem. And that was some of the other problems we had. You know, we were mandated by the state to keep certain programs after COVID. Well, during COVID, they got the money to do those programs. Well, COVID's gone. Our state went from a $19 billion surplus to a $9 billion deficit in 2 years.
Mhm.
And then they wonder what happened
Mhm.
when you know, and you have groups down in the Hennepin County in the metro area that abuse that program and take money they weren't supposed to get. But then again, you look at, and I'm sorry to keep rumbling here, but you look at the schools, you know, even with the referendums, Wayzata, Hopkins, they're all passing $130 million referendums for their school.
Mhm.
And it seems like it's more important to take care of the Hennepin County southern part of the state schools than it is the northern part. And when you think about it, and it was one of the local politicians said this the other day, I was watching on TV, he goes, northern Minnesota is the playground for Minnesota. Anybody that lives in southern Minnesota comes up here, you go fishing, hunting, go to the lake, you have cabins. And I thought, well, then why don't you put one of those toll gates at Hinckley
Yeah,
and get your money that way,
sure.
going back and forth. But it's going to be a tough deal. And as you said, that's something that is going to be fun to talk about. I as a school board member, I do not, and I'm going to have to go through laying teachers off again. And it's very hard to look at an individual and say, well, sorry, we can't afford to keep you anymore. You know, go find something else. And it's going to be not just us. Everybody district-wide is going to be in the same boat.
Mhm.
So as a teacher, if you leave Hibbing, you can't really go to Chisholm looking for a job or Nashwauk because they're kind of going to be all in the same boat.
Mhm.
Some of those communities are going to be worse,
Mhm.
especially the newer school ones.
Yeah, we do have two schools that are
Yeah.
brand new up here. So I hope everything, I mean, I don't know how everything can get straightened out, but something's got to happen.
And how do you, and we talked about this before the show, how do you cut a sport? You know, do you go by how much revenue a sport brings in? Does it generate enough to offset the cost of running a hockey program, a
Mhm.
football program? Some of those athletics that don't draw as many people, you know, or even the arts. You know, I think there's more young kids, more young adults involved in the choir and the band in the last 2 years than any other activity we have going at the school right now.
Mhm.
So how do you go and say, okay, we're gonna, you know, everybody thought we were cutting the band this year, and it, you know, turned into a
Mhm.
big deal. So it's going to be tough, and it is not easy being on the school.
No, it
I'll tell you
isn't.
that right now.
But again, no complaining. If your son or daughter's sport gets cut next year, you can't complain about it.
No.
Just remember that.
And like some schools, you might turn a sport into a club sport, where they're going to wear Super One patches or Mike's, you know, heating, or you know, Joe's garbage, or whatever you're going to have. You know, they might be full of patches when they go out to play,
Mhm.
just so they can get support for that team to survive. And it's not a good deal. And
And if you have to raise athletic fees,
some kids
that's
can't
some
afford
kids
it.
can't afford it. Some parents cannot afford it.
You know,
Now they do have,
they have a program to
Yeah,
help those kids,
they do.
but
Yeah.
where's that money going to come from?
Yeah. Well, I know some of it probably comes from the golf outing.
And
that
there,
they-
it is. Most of it is from the golf outing, and luckily, there's a lot of private individuals out there that had helped, you know, with the athletic program, as far as like the new scoreboards and all that kind of stuff at the football field and the arena.
As you can
Nice
see
arena.
from our TV,
Backdrop.
we're sitting background. Yeah, the new scoreboard.
Is that the right
the
spot,
arena.
there, director? You know, it should be like, you know, when they played the NFL football on Monday night, they always turn the lights on at the baseball field to offset, you know, make it look good for. They should have our name on that scoreboard, so when we point to it, it's there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good idea. I'll have to
Not
bring
our
that up.
pictures, just our
No,
names.
no, you don't need more pictures of us. You're already seeing us live or
Yeah.
on tape. So
So, anyways, that's the the nuts and bolts of what's kind of going on, and just for the public knowledge, it's anybody has a question, feel free to contact any member of the board or our superintendent. Would be glad to talk to you about it, and
Huh.
we'll go from there.
Well, it's going to be interesting.
Got a text already?
No. I'm going to see. I might have to pull up results here, but getting back now to what we usually want to talk about is high school sports.
Yep.
Cross country team, the boys. I will bring
Place.
this up right now. Placed 13th last weekend on Saturday at the Les Bolstead Golf Course. They scored 271 points. St. Paul Como Park had 75 for first, and Perham was second with 89. But that's a pretty good showing
Excellent showing.
by the boys.
And that's what's scary about it is when we had Mr. Please on last week, that's exactly where he thought they would end up. So, boy, he knows his stuff.
Well, they run I don't know, simulated meets, or they have these projections that come out, and that's where they were seated, I believe, when they came in.
Well, pretty soon you'll have AI. You'll be running, looking at a screen like we have behind us someday.
Yeah. But it was no. I'm gonna hopefully don't screw this up again.
Get the names right.
The names right. Yeah, Jake Wally was our top runner, and then I believe, then I think it was Brady Janicic and Charlie Janicic. And I'm gonna make sure I look here because I know the other runners, but
Yep.
but obviously Jaden Touchstone and Jack Bottoms is the one I forgot, so I won't
Yep.
forget him.
Don't forget Trina's son.
And Sam Baumgardner, and then Connor Sullivan.
Yes.
We got him. We got him
all
this
6.
time.
Yep.
That's not the order in which they finished necessarily, but our top 3 runners were Jake, Brady, and Charlie.
Yep. And the girls fared pretty well.
And the girls did. They didn't do too bad. They didn't get. Avery did not repeat as an all-state
Right.
runner, but she dropped time, I believe. And then Bryn Babich wanted to try to break that 20-minute mark, but she did drop. Boy, she must have dropped almost over 10 seconds, because I think she was at 2:20 or at 20:25, and I think she came in at like 20:12 or 20:11.
And that's a young lady that played soccer all year.
Yes.
So
if she had, not that she should have focused on cross country, but
it was nice that she came up for
yes,
cross
it
country.
was. And if she had a few more weeks there, she might have obviously would have broken that, because she's a strong runner, and Avery has too. So that Bryn won't be back next year, but Avery will be back. And they have a bunch of younger runners that are pretty solid.
Yep.
But you look at some of the times. I mean, the top runner here ran in 15:31.
And how far is that?
5K is 3 miles.
Holy moly.
15:31. I mean, that's unbelievable. And there's 11 runners that cracked 16 minutes in the double A.
Wow.
And the funny part of it was, and I was watching online at the State High School League, you don't see the race, but you watch it as it's unfolding, or as they're running, and then they come across and they get their times pop up and all that stuff. This Cotter Hope team in single A boys had the top 3 finishers.
Wow.
And they didn't win.
They didn't win.
That to me is amazing. So which goes to prove that all 5 runners are very important.
Yes.
And this LARPH team, whatever initials those stand for, had 67 points to place first. Cotter Hope had 97.
Wow.
And that's with 6 points coming from your top 3 runners. So those 4th and 5th runners,
very important.
Yeah. And then I think the Class A girls ended up in a tie for first. So then they break it down with the 5th and 6th runners, and then I think that's whoever had the best there won it. And again, that means the 5th and 6th and 7th runners are just as important as the other ones, just in case. So, but that kind of wraps that up. Swimming.
Hey, just to interrupt, you watched the New York Marathon?
No. Oh, somebody set a record though, didn't they?
Well, yeah, and the guys right behind him, a second behind him, that came in second. They're both from Algeria or something. I
Oh,
don't
from
know.
Africa,
Africa.
Uganda, or someplace over there.
But they
Okay.
come across after running 26 miles?
Yeah, 26.
They're not even breathing heavy.
No.
They come across, hey, give me a smoke and a Pepsi. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, those runners are amazing how they can do
Yep.
that. Those elite world-class runners. Girls swimming starts their Section 7A prelims today down at Lincoln Park Middle School in Duluth.
Yep.
The top 16 will advance into Saturday's finals. The top 8 in the championship heat, and the 9 through 16 in the consolation heat. And so hopefully Hibbing will set itself up to make a run for the team title. Now, obviously, teams do not advance to state, but the top 2 finishers in each event, and the top, I think, and I'm not sure if it's the 2 relays either. It might be 2 relays too. All advance down to state.
Good.
So good luck to them. I'm going to talk to the college Kenzie Kroviosh today at the college. They start their men's season on Saturday. So they'll be up and running. I haven't not seen the team yet, so I don't know what kind of team they're going to have, but it should be interesting to see. I'll find out today what kind of team they're going to have.
Now, and then spring, or what do they call it? Fall baseball, that's done?
Fall baseball is over with. I see they have a new coach there, Will Cantrell. I saw the other day. I know the Alex Hopayoki got a job at St. Cloud Tech, I think Kenzie told me.
Okay.
So he's down at coaching high school in St. Cloud. So Will Cantrell, I believe, was one of his assistant coaches. So he has a new job there, and good luck to him when
Things get started.
yeah, and back in what? Probably start in February for them.
And then hockey, girls and boys basketball, basically captains practices now. I think they start, next week?
Girls hockey has scrimmages at the Memorial Building tomorrow and Saturday, and then they'll start their season next week. And and this has been in the works for a while, but on December 22nd against International Falls, they're having a 30-year reunion or anniversary since the start of the program.
Nice.
So I'm sure I hope they get it. It should be right. It's right around Christmas, so hopefully they get a good number of ex-players back here, and it should be fun to see who comes back.
We should open up an invitation to their new coach.
Yeah, Philip McDonald
Have him
is the
come
new
on.
coach. I interviewed him yesterday for a story.
Okay.
So
You're one step ahead of us.
Well, yeah, I got to do something, or have to do something.
Well, you gotta look important. Important.
No, thank you. But so good luck to them. And then I believe on Monday, boys hockey and girls basketball start for sure. Maybe skiing might start, or maybe wrestling. And then the week after that, boys
Alpine.
basketball start.
They
And
got
then-
Alpine in. What's the other? Alpine is
That's the downhill.
Downhill.
Nordic, we don't have a
Nordic is-
Nordic
no,
team,
green-
but that's
no
the
Nordic, yeah.
that's pretty much cross country.
Yep.
And I mean there are some schools up here that do have Nordic skiing, like Ely and I think Rapids does, and some other schools. So, and we used to have a Nordic ski team here, but
Yep.
I don't know what happened to that one.
That-
So.
participation.
Well, possibly. But I did do in this story I'm writing, I did have to go text Mr. Please this morning and get the names of all the coaches
Oh, the new coaches.
we've had.
Yeah.
And it started with Jane Norman, and then Pat Rendell took over, and then Richie Bryant had it. Then Pete Hajduk took it over, and then in 2016, Emily Erickson had it to 19 maybe, or 2017, and then Pete took it back, and then now Phil McDonald is the new coach. So they've only actually had about 6 coaches. And I guess we should and I was asked about talking about Jim Madsey too, who's actually the one who I think got everything started in girls hockey. So he had a big hand in when girls hockey
Yeah.
became a school sport, that he was one of the guys who had a
Richard
big
Terrell.
hand in that. So it's been a successful program. So it's
Yeah. And I think with the first couple of years, Hibbing was the team to beat.
well, they didn't make it in '95 because it was only, as our producer said, only 4 teams made it. 4 from the cities, I believe. And then in '97 they won
Opened
the
it up.
state title. So, and then they've been to state quite a few times after that. I know it was like every other year in the 20 teens, and but now they haven't been there
Yep.
for quite a few years. So it's time to break that bubble. Okay,
What else you got?
that's
it.
about it for high school and
Yep.
college around here.
Well, let's get into the
Professional ranks.
professional side of it. I know you were a little upset because you picked Detroit to win the other last week and they didn't, but that,
Well, leave it to the Vikings to what do I want to say?
like the Detroit coach said, he said, yes, the Vikings have a good team, but they did not beat us today. We beat ourselves.
Well,
and
that's
they did.
and that's the way it is.
Yep.
That most teams beat themselves anyway. I mean,
Yep.
you had a bad game. Well, you didn't. I don't know if they had. They had too many penalties,
Right.
obviously, but I think you scored 24 points.
Yeah. And you got to give hats off. JJ played well.
JJ did what he needed to do. The
Yep.
defense finally was
Finally
healthy,
woke up.
and they stopped their running game cold, which Montgomery and Gibbs would race right past us in past games. So good for them. But there's that carrot under the nose now. You think now that they're back,
Yeah.
and now they play Baltimore Sunday
Oh, yeah.
with Lamar Jackson
Jackson.
and the running back. I can't remember his name right now, but
Yeah.
we'll see. I mean, if they can slow down the running game, make Jackson. Now Jackson can pass and run, but if they can make him a complete just pass in that game, they might have a shot at winning it.
But it's amazing how much one player can make a difference on a team. In Van Dinkel being out, and then he was back, and the disruptions that he caused. As they say on the ESPN, the physicality of the game changed. So,
Well, it did, and you need all your players.
yeah.
Now they didn't make a deal at the trade
Trade, no.
deadline, and I guess maybe we should be happy about that. But maybe it could be somebody they could have gotten.
Offensive linemen.
Well, no, but now you see,
They're all coming back.
the only one that's not back is Ryan Kelly, and he might be. I think he might have been on the field
Oh,
this past week, but he was on IR, and it's head injuries.
yeah.
So I mean, you don't want to rush him back because you want the rest of his life has to be good.
That's another thing I've noticed. Everybody's wearing those balloon helmets
Yeah.
now for protection.
Yeah, I mean, you need it. It's too bad that's got to happen, but
Yeah.
you don't want too many concussions
When I
nowadays.
played in high school, I had a water helmet. Seriously.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Every once in a while you get hit. Also, water coming
Uh-huh.
out. Yeah, take it off. Try to get another one.
The Wild are on a 2-game winning streak, and they're at Carolina tonight. I still don't. You always say they need somebody bigger.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that, but they need more goal scoring. And did
Well-
you see the way they won that game the other night?
Yeah, the goalie knocked it.
The goalie knocked the net off, and the puck didn't even go in the net, and they gave him a goal in overtime.
Yeah. To the referee's discretion.
Yes, and thank God that referee didn't.
Yeah, he must have had a few before the
Well,
game because
He didn't put the
he didn't blink though. I mean, right away
No.
he went
right
goal.
away, as soon as he knocked it in, because
Yep.
at worst it would have been a delay of game penalty
Right.
because he purposely knocked that off the mooring. So, but now we'll see. They got to string some wins together,
Yep.
get some points, and get themselves back up in the standings.
Watched a little bit of the Washington game last night. Ovechkin, his 900th goal. That's amazing. I mean,
I know.
the guy looks like Father Time, and he's still playing hockey.
Yeah.
But all they do is set him up on that, like Kaprizov. They set him up in that corner and get him the puck, and boom.
Well, that goal though, I did see it. It was he wasn't even looking at the net.
Yeah,
He tried to put a backhand
Yeah.
there, and it happened to go in the net.
Yeah. You think the goalie had something to do with that?
Well, I'm
I'll
sure
give
it hit
his
off the
900.
goalie. And then, did you see one of the referees afterward? That goalie put that puck inside his
Oh, did he? He
breezers,
came over and grabbed
and
it.
the referee was following him,
Yeah.
and he must have wanted to get that puck from him. So that was kind of funny. The Timberwolves played well in a couple wins against Charlotte, New Jersey, and then they got their drawers blown off last night against the Knicks.
Knicks scored 82 points in the second half, the most they've ever scored in the history of the Knicks basketball. So that tells you something about their defense.
Well, and that's what they want to hang their hat on too. And I don't know what Finchie's doing there, but not like I know Finch, but
Well, not bothers me, but Rudy Gobert was all defenseman for years. I think he was second last year in voting. But every time they get down to the wire, any team that plays them, and they know this, they'll put their guy out with Gobert guarding him at the point. They do a switch, and then Rudy's going, "Oh, now I'm in trouble," because he's got to guard a forward or and it just, I don't know.
Well, they have to start stringing some wins here together too. Get 10 games over 500, and then go from there.
They got to get above the Lakers.
Well, I don't know how possible that is, but I don't know. But how about Ja Morant? That's spreading around now.
What's that?
That he ripped on his coaches after a game.
Oh, really?
So he got suspended for detrimental stuff to the team.
Oh.
And now the talk has been the Wolves. If you're the Wolves, do you want to even deal with Ja Morant?
Yeah. Well, you told me that before in our pre-show meeting that our center wants to come back from New York.
Well, he said he likes the Timberwolves locker room, and I'm sure if that's true, it's allegedly. Yeah. If that's true and he's getting hammered out in New York, maybe he does want to come back here.
Huh.
And I wouldn't blame him. I like it here too.
I just want to know what he likes so much about our locker room. Is it the colors? Is
Colors.
It the showers? What is it?
Yeah.
And by the way, we have strawberry
refresher
today from our
Caribou
unofficial sponsor.
Caribou Coffee.
Yep.
So
hey,
for
look
Mike
at that.
Egan,
We made it again.
I'm Gary Gimbetti. We'll see you again on Home Team Advantage.
For over 25 years, U.S. Bank, located at 211 East Howard Street in Hibbing, Minnesota, has provided office and studio space for Hibbing Public Access Television. We are thankful for their ongoing support. Up North Lettering specializes in embroidery and heat vinyl press applications, along with patches and letter jackets. For more information, call them at 218-966-7850. HPAT would like to thank them for their donation and support.